industrial route, we cut it off. So ideally, these are a little bit, you feel them, they're a little bit damp. They don't totally crumble. So our work would be cut out for us to really do a good job crushing them. But the basic technique here, we might have better luck with those, is when the pods are brown, the moisture I'm talking about is in the dry pod itself. But when the seeds are red, they crack open and you have to dry mature seed.
So you don't sell it right till it's dry?
No, actually you want to get it out before frost.
Oh, you do?
Yep. So basically, let's go over to these because these are a little bit drier. Hey, go ahead. So basically, there's the old, we don't actually have any, but the flail, which is basically a long stick with a rope or wire or something with a shorter stick. You just sit there and feed it. That breaks apart. But this technique, and it seems like it'll take a while, but it actually goes pretty quickly, is, and I just like roll it a little bit. You just go over the whole thing and it's pretty systematic. Do that for a while. And basically what we do is I would go through this whole thing, stomping it. Hopefully I get you guys to help me. We'll go through it. And then you kind of roll it. Like once you feel like you've gone through the whole thing, you roll it all over to one side. And then so all the beans, because they're heavier, they'll fall on the ground. And then you take the whole in. Come on, Edgar, hop in there. We need some like fiddle players.
Yeah.
Next year, we'll get it all set up. Yeah. No, we couldn't get it all out. I think we did 2.5 bags of the other. If you were gonna plant, like a couple acres, is this like a single row, or you plant like, we did 2 rows, and we're set up for cultivating 3 rows, so we set it up on our system, but I think if you're gonna do like acres and acres, you have you can put it on more rows, kind of close together. More like a full coverage. So at this point, I would kind of give it a little shake. So that whole section would be, we just cross it again. Catch the bigger chaff, the other catch the beans. So that, and then this just can either, I guess if at this point you're satisfied, when you're doing this, it's clean enough. A lot of times you'll find that the ones that don't open at the very, especially ones really dry, the ones that don't open up the pods, it means there's like mold or something in it.
Like a mussel.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to throw this back on. Yeah, boys, I'm going to walk right where you
You
are.
don't even know. It's the plan. But, so what happened?
So the next thing is, yeah, you just go like this. That's the dusting process. Yeah, that's going to happen. It's going to happen. So at this point, winnowing, I mean, we can winnow it with the fan and get some of this stuff out, but you could also go to the stage of just hand picking. And I don't do it from right here, and I forgot to bring the pans, but usually at home, I'll get like a cookie sheet with edges, or some kind of like a dish pan works well. I'll sit at the table, and I'll have a pan of these on the table, and then I'll have like a dish pan in my lap, and then maybe a couple of bowls on either side. Because you can't, if you just start going like this, you're never going to get it done. You got to be systematic about it. You got to be like, move through the load. Yeah, because otherwise it's madness.
So if you're using the fan to boil, you couldn't have something this deep, could you?
For what?
If you're using the fan to boil stuff off.
Well, the fanning, I can show you the fanning process. Maybe we'll get these into a bucket. I'll go get another bucket and we'll bring it inside where we have a little more control for the wind. We'll blow some dust in the barn. Kind of where you want the beans, ideally you want the beans to fall in here and the smaller stuff to blow out on the barbecue. All the way. So you can adjust the distance that you're pouring, kind of where you see things are falling in here, you can move it a little bit. As the beans start falling, you come back. The square bucket is really nice to have because it gives you a flat edge. Where round buckets it funnels it into a smaller channel. And then I have a nice kind of bean fall, waterfall of these in a straight line. You know, you can do that a few times. There's some light. So I'm going to keep all the firsts in here, but I'm going to move them this way. I'm going to take out all the seconds. So you can do it with two hands as you're going. Just kind of put the music on and shovel these along. And in a relatively short time, you get, Yep. And usually I'll have another bowl and I'll scoop them out when this pile gets too big. I always find when I'm sorting things that you sort of pick one thing to sort out. If you're always doing like the bad ones here and the good ones here, I would be all confused in no time and it'd be all mixed up. So, I just.
Bad ones reduce the shelf life.
Well, there's just some, stuff I don't want to eat. This is the kind of thing you can do probably several times. If you really want really clean beans, you might do it a couple times. And my strategy for doing the large amounts was to do a little bit at a time. One of my chores in the evening or something, or like Ben and Danielle, Ben's wife, and I would like get together at their house and just have a session of a couple hours, and we go through and